Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be looking at how there is some footage of Brandon and Lucy together in a taxi at around 4:30 in the morning on the day that Jay disappeared. Also, what is going on with the phone situation, because Jay's phone was apparently found smashed up and it had been thrown away. So what we are going to be looking at first is where Haley Comet talks about a video that was sent to her by Lucy, where it shows her and Brandon together in a taxi on the 17th of June.
Will have to be arrest made at some stage and phones taken, etc., because that's the only way we're going to get anywhere. Lucy said she left the car early, and then she told me that it was really weird, my conversation with her. So she said to me that she left early, and then she said she left by herself before anyone else. And then when I asked about Brandon, she said, "Oh, I've just forgot. I took Brandon back with me and dropped him off at his hotel on the way back to mine." And that's when she sent me a short clip at 4:30 in the morning of her and Brandon in the car. And it did have the date on of the day Jay went missing. Then it just disappeared. So it could very well be that Jay was in the opposite side of that car and we only saw her and Brandon because she took it from the middle. It also could be they were in a second car. It doesn't prove shit.
I was saying early night.
Yeah. But she actually showed me a video of her and Brad sharing a taxi home at 4:30. And sorry, Brandon and Lucy. I'm saying Brad, I mean Brandon and Lucy. There was no Brad in it. So she was definitely in a taxi. Thanks guys for the gift at 4:30 with Brandon. But it could also be that Jay was on the opposite side of that taxi because it could have been the back of the car. But because I went back to look at it again, because I wanted to see the details, she'd already deleted it. So she was very clever to show me that and then take it quickly back away.
So Haley was speaking to Lucy a lot at the start of this case and had quite a few conversations with her. Haley says that Lucy told her that she left early and she was on her own. And we even have proof that she said this, because she stated it herself when she started the GoFundMe page for Jay. But when Brandon is mentioned, Lucy says that she forgot that she left with Brandon and dropped him back at his hotel. First of all, how would you forget about that? Because it looks like Lucy loves to forget what really happened. For a start, we had her forgetting what time her phone call with Jay was, and got 3 different times. Then she even managed to forget that she was the one who called him, and there is so much more. So how did Lucy keep forgetting such important details? We know that Lucy apparently left with Brandon and didn't leave on her own, because Ayub also confirmed that Brandon and Lucy walked off together.
Really trying to be out there a lot. So during that time, Lucy and my pal walked off to go. Like, I don't know if they went home or whatever. They were looking like forgot something on the strip. I don't know.
It looks like she tried her hardest to leave Brandon out of the story, but when Haley asked about Brandon, she had no choice but to say she forgot that she didn't actually leave on her own. Then Haley says that Lucy sent a short clip to her where it showed Lucy and Brandon together in a car, with the date and time, which was at 4:30 a.m. So if there is footage of Lucy and Brandon together in a car, then it proves that they were together only a couple of hours before Jay went missing. But Haley makes a good point, because she says that Lucy and Brandon could have been traveling anywhere. What if they weren't going home, and instead they were heading to the Airbnb? Haley also says that it was a taxi, so surely if it was a taxi, then it would be logged somewhere, and the police would have been able to find out where they were going and if Lucy has been telling the truth. But after hearing that the police didn't ask Rocky for a statement, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't follow up on multiple different things. Another thing that makes this very suspicious is the fact that Lucy managed to delete this clip from their chat before Haley could go back and take a better look at the video. Something about Lucy and Brandon is very dodgy, and we can't forget about them, because Lucy has lied multiple times, and Brandon is obviously friends with Ayub and has that connection, which is why Jay even met Rocky and Ayub in the first place. The next thing we are going to look at is the situation regarding Jay's phone, because this is something that we need to try and get to the bottom of and see if we can get any answers instead of waiting a long time for the documentary to come out.
At some stage, after taking some Snapchats, etc., and setting up a location, his phone was thrown into the overgrown and into the weeds there and the cactuses, which the police have said where the last ping was, a phone couldn't have got there with a person, it would have to have been thrown there. So to me, that would be what I would think had happened. Where the phone was, you could even have thrown it from the road or on top of one of those stones. So that's what I think. I personally believe that the police have his phone. Millie, I think, and Cal came out one day and said the phone had been found. And then when I asked Cal the other day, it's the first question I asked him, he said, that's the one question I won't answer. But the way they described it was like the only way the phone could have got to that exact spot would be if someone threw it there. But yet the phone ping is within a 10-metre distance of the phone ping. So you couldn't say exactly where it was. It was up an incline. So you'd have to have thrown it. And if Millie said it was found, which I didn't see her, but someone is saying Millie said it was found, I believe Millie that it was found.
But do you think that they might have been unaware of the fact that iPhones have the thing where when your phone dies, it's still findable? So your last ping, say if his phone died at 8 a.m. and they didn't throw it until 8:45, so 8:45 they went and chucked it, the last location would still show where it was chucked to and not where it died.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. I think the last time a phone ping came in was from that location, so I take it died in that location, or it was smashed and then thrown, so it was kind of near to that location. I don't know. I just think from the way the police have worded it, that it's been found in that location. So I'm not even sure the last ping location isn't just where his phone's been found.
Yes, that's what makes me think that his phone will have been found, because they might have thought that they could just chuck it, and because it died elsewhere, that the police would be looking there for the phone. But they've probably the phone's last ping will have been where it was because they're tracked even when they're dead.
I have it on good authority that I can't say how I know, but I have it on good authority that for Jay's 19th birthday, he got a brand new iPhone from his mum. And that would lead me to believe it was a 14 plus-ish phone, which means that even when it's turned off, the police can track it.
Yeah.
So to me, they went out and found that phone. Personally, that's what I believe. And we know Cal was out there searching on the day when he said the phone was found today. And then all of a sudden Cal said, I can't talk about it. That's one question I won't answer. We also heard the post that came out and said the phone was found, it had been smashed to pieces. And the even the charging dock was hard to access with the charger, which would make you think someone had purposely smashed up that phone, meaning it was a criminal investigation, not Jay dropped his phone. It was also a steep incline.
So the confusion around what really happened with Jay's phone is very disturbing. But this is interesting to listen to. We have reports that Jay's phone was found on a beach. Then we have another report saying Jay's phone was found smashed up and was thrown away. Also, Callum said that Jay's phone was found, and this was before Jay's body was found. Then Ayub decides to tell us some information about Jay's phone, but gets told by Luggy to stop talking about it. So what really happened? Was Jay's phone found far away from his body, or was it found alongside Jay on the 15th of July? I mean, there has even been some confusion about when Jay's body was actually found and what day it was. I know we are apparently going to find out about Jay's phone in the documentary, but if we can somehow find out as much information as we can about this, it would be very helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will update you as we find out more.